Hello and welcome to my video. My name is Amataj. Today I will be discussing the direction I currently see myself taking in the future and why I believe it's the best fit for me at this point in my life. So, I've learned making a decision about the future doesn't mean predicting every detail of my entire life. Instead, it means choosing a direction based on what I currently know about myself while continuing to learn and grow. At this point in my life, the direction that interests me the most is aviation. My goal to pursue university education while working towards becoming a pilot in the Royal Canadian Air Force. Through an appropriate Canadian Armed Forces education route, such as the Reserve Officer Training Plan, I could potentially complete a university degree while also developing skills as an officer and completing the required military training. After high school, I would pursue university education while developing through the Canadian Armed Forces, as they have a program where they pay for your university as you are reserved for them. So, my current goal is to explore aviation and work towards becoming an Air Force pilot, while studying a field such as aeronautical engineering, or another area connected to math and science. This would allow me to combine my interest in aviation with my academic strengths while building skills for multiple opportunities in the aerospace aviation industries. As I progress through university military training and my own experiences, I will have a better understanding of where I could see myself in the future and what gives me a sense of balance and satisfaction in my life. If my interests continue to lead me toward flying, I could continue developing as a military pilot and could potentially pursue commercial aviation later. If my interests shift more toward the technical or scientific side of aviation, I could explore opportunities in the engineering, aerospace, or another science-related field. In this way, my education and experience would build upon each other, rather than forcing me to make one permanent move about my entire future. So here's the direction I'm considering. High school to armed forces to university, aviation and flight foundation, military/aviation aeronautic engineering, or some other science-based career if that doesn't go well, and a future that provides balanced satisfaction. So, this direction is a strong fit for me because it connects directly to my interests and my strengths. These interests connect naturally to aviation because it requires technical understanding, analysis, decision-making, and the ability to process information accurately. I also value leadership, teamwork, and communication, especially in a military environment. Effective aviation depends on communication, coordination, responsibility, and teamwork. In addition, I want to continue developing discipline, focus, and the ability to perform under pressure. The academic and military demands of this direction would help me strengthen these qualities. However, my decision is not based on believing that I already know exactly what I want to do for the rest of my life. One reason I want to build a strong foundation in mathematics is because these subjects support the direction I'm currently most interested in while also developing skills that can be valuable in other areas. You can say as a failsafe, such as veterinary medicine or nursing. But I do not see this as contradicting my goal of aviation. Instead, I see my education as giving me a strong foundation that supports my present ambition while allowing me to make informed decisions later. This is still important because I'm still learning about my abilities as I'm only in grade 10, interests, and the realities of different professions. Therefore, my approach is not to keep every possible career equally open. My approach is to pursue aviation seriously and build a strong academic foundation that gives me the ability to adapt if my interests or circumstances change. Through my research, I have also learned that becoming a Royal Canadian Air Force person now would be challenging and competitive. it would require more than simply just being interested in airplanes or fighter jets. I would need to meet the necessary requirements, perform successfully in my education and training, demonstrate leadership, and continue developing skills as I go along in my career path. Understanding these demands has actually made me more known or sure about my decision and more informed. So my goal is not I want to work for aircraft engineering or I want to be a fighter pilot. It is I want to develop the academic, technical leadership, and personal skills necessary to pursue military aviation and work towards becoming an airline pilot or aircraft engineer. So, that is a much more realistic understanding of my future path. To continue making informed decisions, I could speak with Canadian Armed Forces members or current or former RCAF members using my connection through my cadet squadron, university, or school advisors and professionals in other science-based fields. Overall, aviation is the best fit for me right now because it combines my interests in aviation, technology, math, science, and problem solving with my goals of developing leadership, teamwork, communication, discipline, and focus. In a nutshell, my current goal is to pursue university education through the Canadian Armed Forces and eventually transition into commercial aviation. At the same time, my strong foundation in math and science gives me flexibility, or a safety net in case anything could go wrong. For now, I'm choosing aviation as my direction while also remaining open to what I may learn about myself in the future. I hope that sharing my decision-making process can also help others who may not have a clear vision for their future and see how they can explore their interests, recognize their strengths, and make informed choices about their own direction. My name is Amatoj, and thank you for listening.